music. I have the intro video
Okay.
queued.
All right. Yeah. That works. So just go live with the intro video. Then we'll
Okay.
segue to the show.
Okay.
Do you guys hear the music? I'm not hearing the music.
Since the creation of the internet, every industry has been turned upside down. Amazon changed retail. Uber changed transportation. YouTube changed video forever. With the invention of crypto, money is next. At the speed technology is growing, the future of money and securities are digital. 9 out of 10 millennials do not trust banks. The value of money relies on trust. Government debt is higher than it's ever been before. Central banks continue to print money. Fortunately, the world has a new solution. Experts predict in 7 years, 10% of the world's economy will be in crypto-based assets. Today, 1 billion people have access to the financial industry. Crypto is about empowering the other 6 billion people by banking the unbanked. Do not underestimate this. Do you wish you invested in Google, Amazon, or Netflix before anyone ever knew about them? $1,000 invested in Netflix turned to over $500,000. At Token Metrics, we help you find the next Netflix. Token Metrics users think differently about investing. They are early adopters looking for financial freedom. They are people who see a better world. A world without international borders. We believe in a world where everyone has access to the next financial revolution. At Token Metrics, we are creating a bridge that gets you to that revolution. We will help you make sound investments in this new world. The world's best investors do not rely on their intuition. They embrace technology and AI to invest. Token Metrics uses AI to find invisible patterns in data to help you invest and trade in crypto. In the past, we have used our data-driven system to achieve financial freedom. Now, we are giving you the keys. We created Token Metrics to be the only platform you'll ever need to make money in crypto. We give you AI and access to crypto experts at the best price. The moon is not the limit. To the moon and beyond.
Disclaimer. Token Metrics Media LLC does not provide individually tailored investment advice and does not take a subscriber's or anyone's personal circumstance into consideration when discussing investments, nor is it registered as an investment advisor or broker-dealer in any jurisdiction. Information contained herein is not an offer or solicitation to buy, hold, or sell any security. The Token Metrics team has advised and invested in many blockchain companies. A complete list of their advisory roles and current holdings can be viewed here at tokenmetrics.com/disclosures.
All right. Hello. Happy Sunday. Hello, crypto family. Hello, Token Metrics family. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the show, Token Metrics Live. As usual, no days off. bull market or bear market, we're here to give you the market analysis you all ask for. Thank you to our audience. As you can see, I'm back here at home in the DMV traveling. Our team will be at BTC Miami, at Bitcoin Miami. If you're going there, come through. Tokenmetrics family will be there in style, rolling deep. Very, very eager to meet all our crypto family down there in the South Beach. With that being said, Bill, Forrest, how are you guys?
Great, Ian. Thanks for having us on.
Doing good.
Awesome. Okay, I mean, I never delved in crypto. I see lots of people are happy that Polygon has been holding down the fort during this pretty rough month, we'll say. Right, selling may go away. Hope you're all doing well. First person on the stream was Slacker Dude. Oh wow, Slacker Dude is not slacking today. Hey, what's up? You were first, followed by Mr. Crypto Plug, followed by Jojo Wave, BTC Motivation. Jan says, hi, Bill, Forrest, Ian, and family. Matic is single-handedly fighting to save my portfolio. Send reinforcements. Hey, don't worry, Jan. Reinforcements are on the way. They're on the way right now. What's up from Nefer, Bogdan? What's up, Lath, Noah, Florian? All right. So we do have the Menti code here today. Let me pull up the presentation. So today's show will be covering crypto. Is crypto bouncing back, or is this a crypto bear market? And we'll cover how to handle market uncertainty. We'll give you the best market update in the business, price predictions. We'll cover Bitcoin, Ethereum, Matic, and more. Forrest has hidden gems. He'll go through a shopping list. These are projects that we think are great projects, not financial advice, that you could possibly acquire at a discount. Then we'll go through and answer your questions via the AMA. With that being said, make sure to follow us online on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and the podcast. You can take your crypto knowledge with you on the go. Take me, Bill, and Forrest on the go. Bite-sized clips. Go to tokenmetrics.com/podcast. Okay, the Menti code is, if you go to Menti, MENTI.com, use the code 47473372. That's 47473372. Go there, post your questions, and we'll basically make this a very engaging call or live stream. With that being said, this is being brought to you as usual by tokenmetrics.com. Make sure to subscribe to Tokenmetrics. We are here to help you navigate this rough terrain. As John said, we're here to send in reinforcements. When the market is crashing, we're here to be your friend, your ally, to bounce back, to make sure you find value. Right? For those who followed us for the last few months or so, you've known we've been very bullish on Matic, Polygon, and Helium. But during this crash, these projects have really weathered the storm. And that's what we mean by value investing. I did a full in-depth episode on Moon Mission on TMTV, where I went through the basics of value investing. And this is why we think not chasing meme coins, finding real value, because real value will bounce back in times like this. And we'll cover that during the show. With that being said, I think let's segue straight. Actually, I'm sorry. A quick announcement. We have daily TV. Yes, that's right, daily TV, just for customers. If you enjoy this live stream, if you enjoy Bill's market update every single week, what if we told you we had daily content with our entire team every single day, 7 days a week? All you have to do is just go to tv.tokenmetrics.com and log in with your Tokenmetrics account. This is something we made because you all asked us. You all asked us, hey, we want you guys every single day. And we said, you know what? We'll give our customers as much content, as much value as possible every single day. So quick update. I mentioned I had a video up on value investing. This, I think, is probably one of the most foundational pieces I've done in crypto in general, because very rarely do we actually go through and tell people what value investing is. So this is basically value investing 101. Then Bill has 5 new episodes in the last week with the market update, Monday through Friday, market update with Bill. Then Forrest has basically his crypto foresights. He had a crypto foresights on Matic recently, so make sure you check that out. And then also hidden gems as well. Plus, we have Crypto Roundup with Dylan, which is basically a news show. And Bill has a second show called Crypto Happy Hour. This is more of like your late night show, real late night show. Definitely check that out with Bill. And we also have Crypto Hot Seat. You all know by now we're very bullish on Chia Network. It's a project I've been farming. Well, guess what? We had an exclusive interview just for our customers with the founder. Yes, the founder, Bram Cohen, who's also the founder of BitTorrent. So definitely check that out. We're bringing the heat. We're bringing value just for our customers. Some other upcoming interviews we have an interview with the founder of Hedera Hashgraph. Check that out as well. And stay tuned. We have a lot more interviews coming up. With that being said, just check it out. Go to tv.tokenmetrics.com. Here's all the content we've been putting out in the last week or so. Right. So if you can get enough of this live stream, you definitely want to check this out. This is not just free content. We're bringing the heavy hitters. With that being said, let's segue to Bill's market update.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes? All right. Thank you. All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Noble, and this is your market update. Let's start with the good news. The dollar is in trouble. Crypto doesn't trade very well, but the dollar trades worse. So I'm going to paint you a picture. I'm going to paint you a picture of like a DeFi summer and then a Bitcoin bust. All right. Now, more forecasting. I know, possible eye-rolling emojis, but I'm actually going out long-term, sticking my neck way out. So big picture, ETH looks way better than Bitcoin, no surprise. Huge DeFi rally starting late summer into September. Hopefully it starts July 4th, and I think that's going to be a 2-month, or 3-month altcoin super move. In the fourth quarter, there's going to be a problem. Equities or the dollar or inflation is a huge risk. You know, if the dollar goes down, that's great for crypto, but if it affects equities, it's not. 2022, I think there's risk of a black swan event. I'm going to cover that. There are other charts that show scary things after this year. And then the next massive to the moon and beyond, 2024 to 2025. Okay, coming back down to earth, let's do the tactical picture for Bitcoin. 34,800 looks like good GAN support. Everybody seems bearish. The price action on Saturday, honestly, could it have been worse? I sat in my chair on Saturday going, this looks like it's going to zero. People were cursing me off on Twitter for saying 2240-ish was support. Like they wanted to do the opposite of everything I said for the rest of my life. Normally, that's a bottom. Hopefully, it holds. Bitcoin could return to its 120-day moving average. That's the red line near 52K. Okay, ETH is holding its 120-day moving average around 2240 and a big GAN level at that point. I do see the possibility for ETH returning to 3,700. Now, the big question is why? Crypto YouTuber I saw was using this formation in another circumstance. It's called a diamond. This individual called it the blood diamond after the movie of that name. There's a diamond on the dollar monthly chart. The dollar is weakening. The dollar index is about to close or could close below its 120-month moving average. I think this portends for extreme downside in the dollar. Dollar index could fall from 90 to 80, and I think it could be worse than that and go to 70. Diamonds are called blood diamonds for a reason. They normally trigger very violent moves. Inflation in the United States is eating away at people's purchasing power. So skipping the whole economics lesson, it's bad for the dollar, which short-term is great for crypto. A brief reminder of why we like crypto. This is the value of the dollar versus the Lebanese pound. So the higher this number is, the worse off people are in Lebanon. So $1 used to get you 2,000 pounds. Now $1 gets you 13,000 pounds. What does that mean? That means if you go out for an evening and you want to buy a hamburger and ice cream, you need a backpack full of Lebanese pounds. Okay? This, not to this extreme, hopefully, but something like this, some kind of scare could transpire in the dollar in the near term. Now, just in case Everyone thinks the global pandemic is completely over. South Africa was locked down recently. Bloomberg, it was rumored to happen, and Zero Hedge confirmed it with a tweet. Now, I don't want to be all doom and gloom, but until this virus goes away, it hasn't gone away. Okay? People out there are suffering, and central banks know this, and they're going to have to continue to print money irregardless of inflation. That's why I bring up the virus. Nobody is going to stop printing money with any country like South Africa on the ropes. Now, let's talk DeFi. I am so sick and tired of watching this market indiscriminately sell these DeFi coins. Meanwhile, I'm getting reports of like millions of dollars in Tether flooding into the market, people coming in from the outside, most likely looking for yield. I mean, sushi at $9 yesterday. Really? Seriously. It's at the bottom of a parallel channel, and it looks like the prelude to a much, much bigger up move. May 30th is 270 days. That's a Gann number from when sushi started trading. I'm guessing that there's going to be a DeFi bottom now. There's going to be an interruption in the trend on the 10th of June. And then I would expect for a slow, steady resumption of DeFi into the summer and a massive acceleration in August and September. Irregardless of whether that is right, sushi at 10, buy it or sell it. Now, let's do Fright Night. As you know, I'm an analyst. Forrest is both an analyst and a trader, but I'm more of kind of like the pure analyst type. Now, part of my job is to be both interesting and accurate. In situations like this, I'll have a cutting board. Some of the stuff is bullish. Some of the stuff is bearish. Today, I'm going to present work that I've seen elsewhere that's bearish. And it's bearish for Bitcoin. Now, I got tired of listening to Elon Musk beat up on Bitcoin, okay? And I felt like I needed to stick up for crypto, and I still do. And I hope every single thing that I'm about to tell you is dead wrong. Not to mention the fact that I'm putting this on YouTube right before BTC Miami. I'm not sure if my ticket's going to work after I get done talking. However, I am going to say these things because as a responsible analyst, you need to know both sides of the story. Because as a reader reminded me last week when I was being hard on myself, we're all adults and we're all making decisions. So I'm trying to help you any way I can by just showing you what I'm about to show you. Now, let's start with some comedy. I remember in December of 2017, there were a picture on the front page of the New York Times with people wearing crypto Christmas sweaters with the title, I'm sorry, everyone's getting ridiculously rich and you're not. Now, this is somewhat more subtle. Love that it's pro-crypto, but it just seems a little bit interesting that a decentralized entity is sponsoring a race car. It reeks of froth, and it could be a contrarian signal that perhaps crypto, particularly Bitcoin, is a bit, I don't know, shall we say, a little bit too in love with itself. Now, I'm going to bring this up because I saw this circulate in a chat room full of very, very smart people. And the analyst out there who's drawing this chart actually helped predict the top, so he's got the hot hand. And then I added some comedy along with it, even though it's not funny. So in Bitcoin, you can draw a head and shoulders top formation. Now, for anybody who doesn't know about charts, what's a head and shoulders top? Well, it's 3 attempts by bulls to take the market higher, right? First attempt doesn't quite make it. Then they get the big thrust. That's 64K, okay? Yes. Okay, and then back down. And then that third time, they're like, okay, I'm sick of the bears, blank you, we're taking it up. And if it stalls, okay, the bulls go, oh no, the bears have control, the bears attack, and there's a huge move lower. Now, in this particular case, the top of the shoulder could be 40K. I personally think you could see 50K because of the dollar. Either way, the target of this head and shoulders pattern is effectively zero. Technically, it's negative 5,000, which means that something could happen with Bitcoin, probably with the blockchain, where you would actually have to pay someone to take your Bitcoin. Now, I know that's totally absurd. Don't blow up in the comments. Just remember, oil went negative. You were paying someone to take your oil at one point. Now, I don't think Bitcoin is going negative, and I don't think Bitcoin is going to zero, but this chart is being circulated. Now, let's talk cycles. I've been getting into time as a way to help people deal with this bear market or bull market, or shall I rephrase, figure out whether or not this is a bull market or a bear market. So since this is the end of the month of May 2021, I want to talk about cycle analysis. Gann used to work on a 44-month cycle, or 1,385 days. Now, I just applied this to the history of Bitcoin. So on TradingView, the best I could get was Poloniex, I believe. No, Bitfinex, that went back and started in 2013. So I took 2013 and I just projected out 44 months. And I said, okay, what do I see? Well, I see that there was a huge rally at the start of the cycle. Bitcoin went from 200 to 1,100. 9 months into the cycle, it topped and it went straight down and didn't bottom until 30 months into the cycle. So it didn't bottom until late 2015. Then it chopped around and actually started to rally and didn't actually really take off and get going until November of 2016. So let's describe the pattern. Moon, crash, chop, rally. Okay. Now let's go to the next group of 44 bars. Let's start at November 2016 and stretch it out to July of 2020. And what do I find? 13 months into the cycle, Bitcoin goes to 20K and then collapses. 25 months into the cycle, remember the last one was 29, Bitcoin bottoms out. Bitcoin chops around between 13 and 4K, slices and dices everyone to pieces before it takes off again. Okay? So up quick, crash, sit, chop. Present day, starting in July 2020. Guess what? Bitcoin topped out after 9 months. So it was 9, 13, and 9 now. So up for 9 months. Now, if the prior two cycles are accurate, don't blow up in the comments, don't go crazy. But if this is true, if history repeats itself, there's something wrong with Bitcoin. Because that means 30 bars into the cycle would be the end of 2022. So that means after Bitcoin gets done with its last rally, okay, which is either going to end at 40K or 42K, realistically, Bitcoin's got 15 months of pain or 15 months of chop or a crash like in all the other instances. Okay, 2023 to 24 is chop, and the monster rally would probably start in 2024 and 2025. I got a lot of evidence that those would be marquee mega years. Now, I'm telling you this because I don't want to make you upset, but I am telling you that if this turns out to be the case in crypto, I remember during the bear market where it was a one altcoin market, it was Matic. And the next cycle could be stuff like, it could be ETH, Matic, and Helium. Simple as that, right? You could have 4 or 5 coins that survive, but there's going to be a problem with Bitcoin. I'm sure there are going to be alt seasons along the way. I don't want to be totally grim because, again, crypto can get slammed. 2022 looks awful, right? But that doesn't mean there can't be alt seasons along the way. And DeFi is not dead, And DeFi is going to take off, in my opinion, August and September for sure, not investment advice. Now, I just told you all that, and you're like, oh my God, Bill, you're scaring me. Okay, now let me help you out. So let's say you want to hodl crypto. You say, I'm not getting out of crypto. I need protection from inflation. I gotta hodl. Or I just got wrecked in coins I like and I'm not selling. There's no point. Okay, either way, it's fine. I have one of those. So it happened to everybody. Now, gold. Okay. In any of the scenarios I described, it's time for gold. Dollar down, gold up. Stocks down, gold up. Inflation, gold way up, way up. Okay. Gold bottomed in 2000 at $300. Okay. No one wanted it. You know, I think I got an 18-karat school ring, giant school ring from University of Texas for like $800. Nobody wanted gold. And then over the next 10 years, gold 6x'd in crypto terms. Now, what is gold if it's 6x's again? 14,000. There's a teacup and handle formation, and I know this is an easy sell to a crypto audience. Is anyone going to tell me that something that's hot can't 6x? I mean, on our show, if you're going to talk to Ian Bellina, you can't even talk to him unless you've had a 25x because of Matic and Helium, right? So saying that gold could 6x and go to 14,000 to a crypto audience, what's the big deal? So you got to get PAX or some sort of gold futures or GLD, not investment advice, into a portfolio if you want to hodl crypto through whatever is going to happen next. All right. Are you still hearing me out there?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So QQQ, NASDAQ 100, the FANG stocks, my favorite, not. Okay. Noticing QQQ topping out at a big GAN line. Noticing it's hitting a big fib extension line. I don't like this. I don't like inflation. I don't like the fact for equities, crypto frequently moves first. Crypto moved last time in 2017 before a bond market debacle, before interest rates rose. And I think the same thing could happen, except this time it's not bonds, it's stocks. Okay, now, this is SQQQ. It is a leveraged short instrument. These things are dangerous. They are volatile, not investment advice at all. But when you have a leveraged device like this, okay, that's designed to go up if the market goes down, obviously, since QQQ has done nothing but go up in the prior slide, this triple leverage short ETF, which, by the way, is dangerous, not investment advice, probably not for anybody over 40. That's what we used to tell people at Schwab, psychologically. Okay. But for a crypto audience, this thing trades at 11. Okay. Support is at 0. Okay. And the upside is 300. So if you were levered short stocks, if something happened to Bitcoin or Ether, you could have explosive gains because this thing could go to like 300 because it's 3x leverage. So it uses options inside the ETF, right? Just like you have leverage with, crypto exchanges, it's sort of the equity market's way of doing something similar. It's not the same thing, but the bottom line is this. If you wanted to hodl crypto and you're sick of this thing going down all the time and you're worried and there's 2 trades that haven't even started yet, right? Like you're not going to find an affordable Ethereum put option after this huge down move. So you got to go to another market to hedge. Those other markets are equities and gold, not investment advice. And that, friends, is the market update.
All right. Thank you, Bill. So if you enjoyed that market update, please smash the like buttons, destroy that like button, and share this video with the crypto family. Let them know what's going to happen in crypto next. So, Bill, there have been lots and lots of comments, people saying, what about Cardano? What about ADA? So any comments on ADA?
Okay, so there's going to be more than one DeFi highway. And if there's a problem with Bitcoin, someone's going to benefit, right? If there's a black swan in legacy in 2022, money is going to come into DeFi. So I can't give you a price prediction on ADA if there's a problem with Bitcoin. All I can tell you is I would rather own whatever you like to own rather than own Bitcoin. Not that I don't like Bitcoin or I'm hating on it, but that cycle stuff scares me. So if you like Cardano, right? So if it was me and I liked Cardano, let's do it this way. If I bought Cardano, I personally would have some sort of protection where I would make money if gold went up, and I'd have some sort of way making money if stocks went down, right? And then if Cardano 10x's from here, you don't care. You just get rid of those other two trades. So if you want to hold Cardano, think to yourself, what can I do to hold on to this if everything gets dragged down with Bitcoin? Like, what happens if Bitcoin goes to 50 and then drops? Or what happens if Bitcoin goes to 100 and then drops, like in these cycles? Okay? So just giving you something to think about.
All right, thank you, Bill. All right, let's check in here with the audience and see what they have to say. Hero says, took profits from altcoin season, dominance, and reinvesting into Bitcoin to bring up the market. Okay. Summer says, looking at how it's holding, you got to mention it along with Matic. Okay, I think they're talking about Cardano. When alts all go down 99%, don't hold Bitcoin. Okay, all right. Question from Shakir. Question for Ian. Are Matic and Helium still good buys? Overall, what percentage of Ian's portfolio is in ETH, Matic, Helium, Liquidity? Well, I mean, right now, Polygon is my largest holding. It wasn't designed that way. That's just how much money it's been making, and I have yet to sell. ETH is still my second holding. It's kind of been, depending on how much the market crashes, they kind of fluctuate. But those are my top two holdings, followed by Helium Network. And actually, speaking of that, I want to pull up the screen here. If we go to CoinGecko, if you sort by the best performing tokens in all of CoinGecko, at least on the top 100 market cap page, in the last 7 days, number one is still Polygon, followed by Engine, then followed by Helium Network. So, because the irony is, on Twitter, I posted a tweet saying, what's been the best money maker for you this week? And most people were complaining, saying there's no way to make money in this market. Most people were saying stable coins. But I mean, for all of us who've been riding the value investor, buying undervalued projects early on, I mean, these projects have weathered the storm. During this crash, Polygon and Helium are still making money, right? So there's definitely value to be had in times like this, especially if you get in at a good entryway. I know last week we talked about how Forrest basically bought Helium under $10 during the dip when it bounced on the trend line. So there's still opportunities to make money in times like this. With that being said, if you're enjoying this live stream, smash the like button, share this video with your friends. Let's now segue to Forrest with hidden gems and shopping list. Forrest?
Yeah, thanks, Ian. You guys see my screen okay?
Yes.
All right, guys.
Actually,
so
no.
obviously,
it's not up yet.
Not up yet.
Producer, could we pull up Forrest's screen? Okay, as Forrest pulls that up, we can check here in the comments. Tony says Polygon and Cardano have moved well, but after BTC made its move up first, LOL. All right. Young Economic Forum says, what's the best price to buy Matic? Can we buy Matic now? Please recommend. I mean, we can't tell you what to do. Honestly, here's the thing. When we talk about projects, we're talking about us, because we cover projects way early before they even blow up. Like Polygon, we covered that back in 2018, then 2019 when I launched it by Binance IEO. The best thing I can do is say, go use the visual trends indicator on tokenmetrics.com. For example, if you go here, this is the visual trends indicator for Polygon, right? So if you come here, looking at the low frequency strategy, even through this volatility, it has been hodling Polygon, Matic. Even through this, because for example, comparing this to Bitcoin, right? This is why we launched this AI indicator. So the high frequency turned bearish on Bitcoin at almost 50K. So if you're a customer and you followed this to the T, you would have made so much money, right? Or rather, you would have saved a lot of money from taking that L, right? Then if we go to the low frequency, same thing. This turned bearish as well at 50K, right? Bitcoin right now is at 36,000, right? So that's over 15 grand you saved from taking that L. This is the value of having this visual trends indicator for over 6,000 assets on Token Metrics. Right now, obviously, it's not perfect, but guess what? The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to save you a lot of money, right? Because you can bet 40%. The accuracy on this could be 40%. But if it's helping you save money, right? Because it's better to be over aggressive and be wrong when the price of being wrong is very, very small. Because when you're wrong, this model can self-correct very quickly, right? But if you're right, you can save a lot of money and your max drawdown will reduce a lot, right? So the reason why I say this is very interesting, because Bitcoin, our models technically are not bullish on Bitcoin right now. And as a result, so that's kind of besides the point. However, for those in Bitcoin, I would not be in Bitcoin until this model turns bullish on Bitcoin. But if you're in Polygon, pulling up my screen here, this is amazing. This is as beautiful as it gets. It's been bullish on Polygon all the way since January 2nd, and it has not wavered through this large correction. That's how much it loves Polygon. Now, in the comments, there have been lots of people talking about Telcoin. Shout out to anybody who's been hodling Telcoin since we covered it back in 2017. I mean, I know I've not hodled that long. I basically got out in 2018 at about a 10x. But for those of you who hodled, I mean, for those who don't know, Telcoin is now in the top 100 market cap. It's now ranked number 63 in market cap. And they were one of the sponsors for the new crypto bill that passed in Nebraska, I believe. So definitely great news. It has done very, very well. From the all-time low back in March 13 last year, it's done over a 474x, right? So if anybody who actually bought back then, I mean, you definitely made a killing. If we go to the visual trends indicator, it's also still bullish on Telcoin, right? So even through this volatility, it has not sold yet, technically. Forrest, let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
You ready? Okay, all right. All right, off to Forrest then.
All right, can you see my screen? Okay, there we go. Yep. All right, so
yeah.
let's go shopping. Yeah, so obviously we're in an uncertain time, right? We don't know yet whether or not we're in a bear market or a bull market. But I am a big fan of two things: buying the dip and buying on a trend line. Buying on a trend line, right? My motto is good projects at good entry points. Now I've got Bitcoin's chart up here real quick, and Bitcoin is on a historically long-term trend line right now. It is fighting to stay above it, but it is on the trend line. Historically, the best time to buy Bitcoin is on this trend line or below it. And why do I feel so certain about buying the dip? And right, we're using Bitcoin here as an indicator for the rest of the market. I'm not sitting here saying buy Bitcoin. I'm using this as an indicator to gauge the health of the entire market. Obviously, there are other altcoins, gems like Matic and Helium, that have been completely outperforming Bitcoin lately, have been relatively unaffected by this dip. But for the bulk of the market, Bitcoin has been affecting the health of the market. I'm a big fan of buying on this dip, on the trend line, because historically, getting into crypto when Bitcoin is suffering in either consolidating on this trend line or below it is the best time. Now, historically, Bitcoin spent very, very little time below this trend line. The most recent venture below this trend line was caused by a global pandemic that crashed all markets, and Bitcoin was still able to recover. Now, here's the thing. If you buy on this trend line and we still go below it, right? If we dip down below this, we're talking about buying top tier projects that are, somewhere in this shopping list is the next Matic, the next Helium, right? That's really the only reason I left Matic and Helium off of this shopping list, because they're already performing so well. But you could absolutely put Matic and Helium on the shopping list. So first up, we've got audio. So here's our shopping list. Here's the good projects part of the equation, right? And these projects, we know they're good projects because we've scored them from both a tech review or a code review standpoint, as well as a fundamental review standpoint. And we've given them and assigned them scores for both, right? Now we're looking at audio. We know it's a good project. It scored 91 on code review, 91 on fundamentals. You could have gotten audio for an 85% discount from its all-time high of $4.99. I believe it might have even popped up to $5 or $5.01 on certain exchanges. Guys, good projects at good entry points. Let's not overcomplicate this. I like to buy when it dips down to the trend line. When it dips down to the trend line, that's the signal for buying. Now, could it go below this trend line if we go into a bear market? Sure, but these are good projects that we expect to bounce back after a bear market. There's Telcoin, great example, right? Didn't do great in the bear market, but now that we came back and had a bull market, it's absolutely exploded. These are projects on the right here on our shopping list that we expect to bounce back after a bear market. Might you have to sit underwater on an investment for maybe a year, 2 years? Sure, if the rest of the market's not doing well, but you can have a great entry point by buying on the trend line and not buying up at $4 or $5, right? You can buy at 74 cents rather than $5 just by using these simple techniques of buying the dip, buying on a trend line. Next, Alchemix. Alchemix is a DeFi protocol that lets you earn yield on your collateral when you go to get a DeFi loan. This is an absolutely outstanding DeFi protocol that we expect to do well in the future. Scored an 84 on code review, 81 on fundamentals. Could have grabbed it for a 76% discount from its all-time high. It's been up above $2,000. Right now, it's down at $767. Guys, let's go shopping. Alpha Finance is a project that we have been absolutely pounding the table on. I know Bill's a fan. We've got DeFi analysts in-house that are fans of this project. I'm a fan of Alpha Finance. Guys, you want these projects, these really high-scoring projects when they're quote-unquote on their deathbed. Now, I don't think Alpha is on its deathbed, right? I don't think Alpha is going to zero. I don't think Alpha is going to continually suffer. I think Alpha's got a very, very bright future. But what I mean is that the rest of the market has absolutely tanked as a result of Bitcoin crashing here. Nothing to do, right? The market crash had absolutely nothing to do with Alpha's fundamentals and everything to do with FUD around Bitcoin's fundamentals. Yet Alpha is now on a discount. You could have picked it up at an 83% discount from its all-time high, where it was already channeling and consolidating. So you get an extra discount because it wasn't, it wasn't too overextended. Right? It wasn't too overextended. You can get it for 83% off if you bought on the trend line down at the bottom here, or 76 cents right now. Again, 84 on tech review, 86 on fundamentals. Armor Finance. Ian's talked about Armor Finance a ton on this channel, right? Very, very good project. 84 on code review, 81 on fundamentals, 82% discount from its all-time high. Guys, if you bought this last dip, you had so much profit taking opportunity in the short term. And you know what this dip was from? It was from I believe it was a hack that was ended up being completely resolved. It was very early on in the protocol's lifespan. Overall, still a great project, completely recovered. You could have bought it quote unquote on its deathbed when everyone thought it was dead. But if you looked at the fundamentals in the code review and realized that it's still a really, really good project, you could have had a profit taking opportunity as high as a 3x from its quote unquote deathbed. Now it's back down at 46 cents because of this Bitcoin crash. Again, nothing to do with Armor's fundamentals, everything to do with Bitcoin's FUD around its fundamentals. Liquidity. 84 on tech review, 80 on fundamentals. Could have grabbed this for a 93% discount. Liquidity obviously has a bit of a strange chart here because it hasn't been trading for very long, and we're looking at Poloniex 4-hour data. This is going to be have a better chart against Ethereum because this is more of a DeFi play. People are buying this through Uniswap. Regardless, you could pick this up on a 93% discount. This is a very, very solid project. Could have picked it up for $6.34. It already bounced back up to $22 at one point. We expect liquidity to do well in the future. Chia, kind of a larger cap option, right? A larger cap token. 85 on code review, 90 on fundamentals. Could have picked this up at a 64% discount. That's the wrong chart there. Chia, here we are. If you bought it on its discount, on its trend line here, you're picking it up for $600 when it's already been up to $1,700. Now, it is a new token. We're only looking at hourly data. Could there be additional downside to Chia because it's so new? Sure, but when you pick things up on the trend line, right, rather than FOMOing in when it's brand new and it launches at $1,300, $1,600, $1,700, you're getting such a better price in your risk. Right. And this is still a great project, but let's just pretend that this ends up, in a bear market goes down to 300, right? Your risk when you buy it on the trend line is a 57% drawdown, right? Versus if you buy it at the top and you FOMO'd in and it goes to 300, you're getting an 82% drawdown, right? Now, I don't expect Chia Network to go down to $300. That was just an arbitrary example that demonstrates the power of actually buying at a good entry point rather than trying to FOMO in at the top, right? Chia Network, great project. We expect it to do well in the future. RLC is iExec. iExec RLC. All-time high, $15.51. It's currently trading at $4.62. Hasn't quite made it back down to its trend line yet, but has traded at a very steep discount. 81% off of its all-time high. Again, very solid code review, very solid fundamentals, 84 on both. Last is Luna. Luna's larger cap. And the reason I wanted to include Luna on our shopping list is it's a good project, over 80 on both tech and fundamentals, but it's also been a large cap token at one point and still arguably is mid to large cap, even at its price point of $6.24. But it fell from $22.36 all the way down to its trend line, $4.07. Guys, that's the power of being able to buy good projects at good entry points. You get them for $4 instead of had you bought it up at the top at $20+. You're getting 5 times more Luna for your money. 5 times more for your money. Now, when Luna ends up bouncing back, right, because we know it's a good project, and in the next bull cycle, if we have to wait until 2024 for a massive big move, like Bill was saying, even if we have to wait that long, which I don't think that we will for some of these DeFi projects, for some of these really high scoring projects, even if we did have to wait that long, you're still getting 5 times more for your money than you were at $20, right? So if Luna goes from $5 to 500, that's a 500, or that's a 100x versus if you bought it at $20 when it was overextended against this trend line, and then you're only getting a 20x versus 100x, right? So good projects at good entry points. That's the motto. Now, just a little bonus for you. I wanted to include Matic and Helium, but they just bounced back so quick that I didn't include them on the shopping list. They're on our shopping list in our hearts, right? Helium Network. I actually picked up Helium Network, like Ian talked about, for under $10 when it bounced. It's been on my watch list forever. I've been wanting to get into Helium since I joined at Token Metrics. Stayed disciplined, didn't buy over its trend line, finally dropped back down to its trend line for me, picked it up at like $9 and change. It made an all-time high the other day at like almost $24. Some of the fastest, most instant profits of my entire crypto career. Buying something at $9 and you look up the next morning and it's at $24. Now it has fallen back down to $15, but expect Helium to do very well long-term. Guys, good projects, good entry points. Let's go shopping.
All right. Thank you, Forrest. That was great. So if you enjoyed that shopping list, definitely smash the like button, subscribe, and yeah, let's see what you have to say. Also share this video with your friends, crypto family, spread the word. First of all, thank you, everybody. We crossed 75,000 subscribers on our Token Metrics YouTube channel. Let's now get to 100K. I know we can do it, to the moon and beyond. Okay, let's check in with our audience and see what they have to say here. lots of people have an interest in Phantom. Okay, very interesting, very interesting. Joe says, thanks first. I keep buying dips. I'm broke. Need to pawn my wife and kids. Stay strong, everybody. LOL. Joe, well, hopefully things don't have to resort to that. Hopefully things bounce back because we're here for you. If just get some projects that bounce back, like Helium, Polygon, not financial advice. Okay, let's see what else we have to say here from the comments. People liking the show, the live stream. Yeah, if you enjoy the market update, all this, the price predictions, everything, smash the like button. Okay, let's now segue to the next segment. So it's time for question of the day. Go to menti.com, menti.com. Use the code 47473372. That's 47473372. Question of the day is Polygon, Matic, market cap going to be among the top 10 in 2021? Is Matic going to enter the top 10? Is this possible? So the options are 1, yes, I would even say top 5. 2, yes, it will be top 10. 3, it has top 10 potential, but needs more time. And 4, I don't think Polygon can make it to the top 10. All right, so let us know what you think. Go and post there on Menti. Also post down below in the comments where you think Polygon is heading. First of all, I want to take a step back. We almost called this pretty much. I mean, not to toot our own horn, but sometimes when stuff happens, you have to check the tape, right? So I recall this was when Matic pivoted to Polygon a few months back. They were wavering between top 95, top 110 market cap. But when that happened and they were switching to interoperability for Ethereum, I mentioned that I thought this could become a top 20 project. And lo and behold, in a few months, it went on a parabolic run, and it's now top 20 market cap. Actually, let's pull this up here, right? So 14th in market cap. So the question is, can this become a top 10, top 5 project? Okay, I don't think Polygon is going to pass Ethereum anytime soon in market cap, right? So if we're looking at this, can Polygon catch up to Binance and Cardano? I think that's very challenging. So as much as I love Polygon, top 5 is a reach. However, top 10 is possible, but even that's a reach. I mean, because you're basically competing against Polkadot and ICP, Internet Computer. And those are big projects, but Polygon is also a great project. So if I had to choose me personally, what option? I would say I'll say number 4. I mean, I don't think Polygon can make it to top 10. Not right now, not this year. And maybe later on, but they still need more room to run. But the project has done very, very well. Let's go to Forrest. What do you think about Polygon? Do you think Polygon can enter top 10 in 2021?
I do. I think it could actually happen very, very soon. Now, I don't think that when I say it's going to reach the top 10, I don't know if that it'll stick there for like the next 6 months, but I absolutely think it could pull a V-chain where it gets into the top 10 for a couple weeks, bounces around in and out of it over the next couple months. I actually think it happened in the short term. Why? Because Polygon has an $11.5 billion market cap. To get to number 10, it only needs to get to 13.8. Internet Computer right now is at 13.8. Polygon's at 11.5. That's 20. It just needs to go. It's already, well over 100x. It just needs another 25, 30% in terms of market dominance against some of these top 10 projects to get there. Another 2.5 billion. What's another 2.8 billion dollars, for Matic? Not a lot. So I think it can squeeze its way into the top 10, maybe hang out there for a couple days, a couple weeks, and then kind of bounce in and out.
All right, Bill, how about you? What do you think about Matic? Do you think it can enter top 10 market cap?
All right, can you see my chart?
Yes.
Okay. So I have my own sort of trend line system. It's not as clean as what Forrest has. I use GAN to do it. Matic is one of the coins where it's actually working quite nicely. Okay. I had 2 upside targets in Matic, $2.40 and $4. Right now, Matic is sitting on its uptrend line. So it's not overvalued or undervalued. It's fairly valued. So if they wanted to stretch it, they could take it to 2.4 or 4. So if I think DeFi could take off, I mean, I definitely think DeFi is going to be monstrous in August and September, and it could take off earlier, right? I think if there's a problem out there, it's Bitcoin. So if everyone's got to get out of Bitcoin, what are they going into? Well, there's ETH, and what's hot right now? Matic and Helium, especially Matic. So I know Matic has gone up a lot, but theoretically, especially if, people just want to get into whatever the hot altcoin is. I mean, in 2019, Matic was the only altcoin going up. That could happen again. So, I mean, I don't want to get bullish something at the top. I don't want to buy the thing at $1.80 that Ian bought at a half a cent. But, if the market gets excited and DeFi gets going, this is going higher. So the question is, can it go top 10 or top 5? Yeah, sure. I mean, if Dogecoin can do what it did, why can't Matic do something dramatic?
All right. Thank you, Bill. So actually, I want to pull up an image that's been trending here on Twitter. Unfortunately, when I blow it up, it kind of gets pixelated. However, this shows you why Polygon or Matic has been wavering the storm. I mean, all these DeFi projects that need scaling, they've been switching and pivoting and build it on Polygon. This is their entire ecosystem. Just look at this. Even if you can't see it, I mean, all you have to know is that a lot of people on Ethereum are now building on Polygon. And this is not going to go away anytime soon. Doesn't matter how much Bitcoin is crashing. As long as they're developers who want to build applications that scale, they'll be building on Polygon. I mean, because now even top 20 market cap projects like Aave and others are building on Polygon. So Polygon is here to stay. This is why, as mentioned earlier, if we come here and sort by the best projects in the last 1 week, even during this crash, Polygon has been leading the way. It's because every single day they're announcing new applications building on Polygon, right? So Polygon is kind of like the honey badger. Polygon does not care where the market is going. All right, so with that being said, let's see what the audience has voted. All right, so the audience believes yes, it will be among the top 10. All right, very, very interesting. I guess I need to get more bullish on Polygon. All right, so tell us what you think. Do you think the audience is right? Tell us what you think down below in the comments. Okay, time for the next segment. Thought of the week. Do you think Ethereum Improvement Proposal, EIP 1559, will cause an alt season? Will this new upgrade to Ethereum coming in July, will this cause alt season to come? The options are yes, 2, unlikely, 3, hard to say. Let's go to Bill. What do you think about this?
Okay, so 2 things on this. I think the thing that I want to research about this change in Ethereum is what are the proof of work miners going to do when the gas fees are reduced? Because I've been watching Ethereum and I'm like, who in God's name is selling this at 2,200? Like, it was like no bid. So I'm wondering if miners are selling. Okay. Now, frequently when miners sell, they sell it into the bottom like they did with Bitcoin at 3,000. So yes, I think it's going to cause an alt season because I think the pressure on Ethereum may be just artificial. Now, I can't confirm that, but DeFi summer is coming. And when you can trade on Ethereum with theoretically reduced gas fees, or they anticipate that you can trade on Ethereum with reduced gas fees, it's going to bring in buyers, right? People are going to get long. People are going to pay the gas fees to get long before you can trade with no gas fees. Okay. It's just a question of when does that move start? I kind of hope now. That would be my vote, my wish. But yes, it's going to cause alt season.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Forrest, how about you?
My take on it is that it depends on where the rest of the market is, right? If Bitcoin and the rest of the market can get back on track into a bull market, I think that EIP 1559 could be a catalyst that pushes Ethereum up to the 5, 6, 7K range. I think EIP 1559 is the jab, and the move to Ethereum 2.0 proof of stake is the knockout punch, right? You need the 1-2 punch for Ethereum. EIP 1559 is just the jab, the setup for the big knockout punch of ETH 2.0 proof of stake, coming in, reducing the amount of Ethereum issuance on the network. And when you combine the two, Ethereum is going to become deflationary, more than likely. And we could see Ethereum go into Ethereum and all the DeFi projects built on it go into a super cycle. But I think it's going to be the combination of the two that is more powerful than just EIP 1559 here in July.
All right, thank you, Forrest. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to say. I definitely do think it's going to be one of the catalysts, but I don't think it's going to be an immediate catalyst. Kind of like with the Bitcoin halving. I think what will happen is buy the rumors, sell the news. So people are assuming a rally in July. If anything, I expect people to take profits leading up until that rally or up until that upgrade. So if anything, I expect us to have a very frothy, very optimistic June. Then come whenever that update actually launch, I think as usual, it's going to be underwhelming. Most people will have taken profits for about a week or two. Then the market will kind of go flat for a bit, maybe even crash, and then it will slowly start to rally back up, and then we'll kind of swing into alt season. Obviously, nothing based on anything data, just kind of based on a hunch. Take it with whatever grain of salt you want to take it with, but probably a huge pile of salt. But if anything, I think that's going off what happened with the Bitcoin halving, because last year, the real alt season was August. August was officially alt season. However, Bitcoin halving was in May, right? So we had all that time until alts really went on a rally. And I think the huge catalyst was we had the Bitcoin halving. More people got bullish on crypto from Bitcoin, getting more press. And then we had basically this big aha moment for alt season. And that was basically Compound launching their governance token. This was an airdrop given retroactively to people who used the protocol. And this was essentially the first governance DAO token model. And the fact that a token that was airdropped entered the top 20 market cap and launched on day one on Coinbase, on Binance, and all these large exchanges, that made people begin paying attention to altcoins and DAO and governance tokens. So I think, as Forrest mentioned, we'll have basically the Ethereum upgrade coming in July. Then we'll have something else that really kind of, as Forrest says, that jab, right hook, whatever it's called. I'm definitely no boxer, but that 1-2 touch, 1-2 punch that then becomes the catalyst for alt season. So basically, I'm still bullish on alts all year long, but I think come summertime there'll definitely be some seasons where things cool off, and then things begin to rally. So with that being said, let's see what the audience has to say. All right, so the audience has voted, and they believe, yeah, they agree. They think it's hard to say. All right, thank you for that. So tell us what you think. Do you think the audience is right or wrong? Post your answer down below. So let's now switch over to the next segment. Time for Crypto Showdown. Okay, so this is one of the most popular segments. Time for us to pick the top altcoins for June. We're entering June. We have three options. We have Solana, we have Celsius, and we have Uniswap. Three projects that are popular on token metrics right now as we speak. So if we have to pick these three projects, which one do we think is going to have a crazy, spectacular June? Let's go to Bill.
Okay, so I'm a huge Solana fan. Okay, Solana I have on my trend line as being really undervalued and could possibly go back up to 60. Okay. However, I'm going to go with a surprise answer. I'm going to go with Uniswap. Right. I think if the market is shaky, Solana's sort of speculative fever may be on pause. However, I think it's unconscionable for them to continue to sell these DeFi protocols like Uniswap and Sushi. So love Solana, but I'm going with Uniswap.
All right, thank you, Bill. Let's go to Forrest.
All right, because we're talking short term, I'm going to go with a surprise answer as well. I'm going to go with Celsius. Now, for the record, long term, I like Solana and Uniswap as projects much better than Celsius Network. Nothing against Celsius Network, but I am always a little bit weary of these centralized tokens because they can usually be changed. The thresholds and the way they function can usually be changed by the company that's in charge of them. But the reason I'm going with Celsius is because the market's shaky right now. A lot of people don't want to sell their crypto, but they're also going to be seeking yield on their crypto, on their Bitcoin, on their Ethereum, right? They don't want to have Bitcoin that's not earning yield. So where are they going to deposit it? Where are they going to deposit it? BlockFi, Celsius Network, Voyager, right? These apps. Well, Celsius Network all of a sudden has to pay out a lot more sell token. They have to buy it off the open market and drive the price up, or at least stabilize the price while the rest of the market could be crashing. So I'm going to go for the short term in June. I think Celsius could surprisingly outperform Solana and Uniswap. Long term, I still like Solana and Uniswap in the DeFi ecosystem much better. But because we're just looking at June, I'm going to go with Celsius Network.
All right, thank you, Forrest. So looking at token metrics, I'm going to go with the data-driven answer. So looking at Uniswap, if we go to the visual trends indicator, it has turned bearish on Uniswap and basically $35. So as a result, because it's 1 month time frame, I'll go with a high frequency because it trades a lot more. This has turned bearish. If we go to Solana, it's also turned bearish and basically $24. And if the only token it's turned bullish on, even though it's kind of been choppy, is Celsius Network. So as a result of this, I'm also going to have to go with Celsius because I think our models, the visual trends indicator is saying something in it that could turn bullish. Then if we also go to, even though the monthly grade is low, if we go to the yearly grade, it's basically turned it to an okay grade. Right now, for perspective, meaning that if you bought this right now and you're holding for the next 1 year, it thinks right now this is actually the best token to hold on token metrics, looking at our quant grade. Obviously, the quant grade is not perfect, but it's not meant to be perfect. It's meant to give you basically confluence with all these other data points. So factoring in that the visual trends indicator turned bullish, and then the yearly quant grade has this as the highest rated token in all of token metrics out of all the 6,000 assets we have, I'm also going to have to go with Celsius Network for having the best month in June. So with that being said, let's see what our audience has to say. Let us show the results. So Solana, Celsius, Uniswap. Solana, wow. Okay, so the audience believes Solana is going to have the best month in June. So tell us what you think. Do you think the audience is right or wrong? Post down below your coin, or maybe there's a different coin you think will have a better month. Let us know down below in the comments. Okay, all right. So we're actually going to skip cryptotherapy because right now I'm traveling back here at home. Don't have everything with me. So we'll just do straight to the AMA. Or rather, actually, sorry. There's a question here from the forum. Question from the forum. Taking profits to stablecoins. This might be a primitive question, but is it a bad strategy to sell all my portfolio near the top of this bull run and convert it to stablecoins and then refill my bags in the bear market to maximize my holdings? Great question. Great question. I'll preface this by saying, first of all, this is not financial advice. We can't tell you what to do. We can just tell you what we personally do. And then this is also not tax advice. But me personally, I'm trying not to sell, right? Because in general, the thesis is this: crypto assets will increase in value long term compared to holding cash. So unless you need to buy something to cash out, whether it's buying a home for mortgage, paying off debt, student loans, beginning a business, or just buying yourself something nice, unless you have to cash out, why cash out? Right? Especially me, because this is not my first rodeo in crypto. I've already made my money in the last market cycles, and now I have some room to hodl even longer. But let's say this is your first market cycle, then definitely take some money off the table. But to me, the way I view this is, I think Ethereum is just getting started. So I don't have any plans to sell my Ethereum. If anything, the new model, well, not really new, but I think it's getting more popular now, especially thanks to DeFi, is being able to leverage your crypto assets and borrow against them. So what I did about a month ago is as an experiment, I used Liquidity. I deposited about $50,000 worth of Ethereum took out about $22,000 in their stablecoin, used that to cash out to a different stablecoin using Curve, basically to DAI. Then I cashed out at Coinbase Pro. So that's how I cash out, because I still have my Ethereum. It's locked in a smart contract. So I have the upside. I haven't sold my Ethereum. I still have that upside, because if Ethereum goes to 25,000, or if Ethereum goes to 100K eventually, sometime down the road, I will never lose my Ethereum. I can always come back, pay off the loan, and keep my Ethereum, right? So that's why, to me, it makes no sense. Because imagine this: imagine being the person who sold Bitcoin at $10, $100, $1,000, even $10,000. I mean, why sell? Because if you're in this for the long haul, you can borrow against it. So I think borrowing against it is a whole new concept, especially that it's obviously it depends where you are, but at least here in the US, borrowing is not taxable, right? You don't pay any capital gains taxes, and that is a lifesaver. Honestly, I mean that is worth its weight in gold, because last market cycle, when I cashed out, nobody told me about taxes. So having to pay capital gains taxes, you were like, holy moly, I'm paying more taxes than people earn in a year, and that makes you think twice, right, during this market cycle. So especially now with projects like Polygon, honestly, I have not sold any Polygon, and quite frankly, I'm probably not going to sell, because I don't need the money now. I mean, unless it's like the end of the world, I don't need the money. If anything, I'm hoping one of these DeFi protocols will add Polygon as collateral, so I can put it in a smart contract and borrow against it. Now, I believe Celsius might also do this, but I have to double check. I'm not looked into it too much. But essentially, all my large holdings that I think will have value in the next 5 to 10 years, I have no intentions to sell, right? So Ethereum, no plans to sell. Polygon, no plans to sell. Helium, honestly, no plans to sell. Because I think Helium can enter top 10, top 20 territory. Right? And so far, it's been climbing. Based on market dominance, last time we covered it, it was around 80 to 95. Now it's at 60 market cap, I believe, right? So it's been rising through this downturn. And if I think it's going to go to top 10 market cap, why would I sell? If anything, I would just hope it gains more market dominance, and some exchange allows you to borrow against it and get DAI or stablecoin or Ethereum, right? So that's my strategy. Let's go to Forrest. How about you?
Yeah, so I mean, the way the question is phrased, I mean, is selling at the top of the bear market and rebuying selling at the top of the bull market and rebuying in the bear market smart? Yes, absolutely. But how do you know when you're at the top of the bull market? That's the $1 million question. If we could all sell at the tip top of the bull market every single time with 100% accuracy, then absolutely, I would say sell everything at the top of the bull market and then wait, a year and then rebuy everything, right? In a bear market for 50 to 90% off, right? But like Ian just said, we expect crypto to continue to grow exponentially. It's been growing at an exponential pace for the last 7 years. So it's difficult to pick the very top and not be the person who sold Bitcoin at $1,100, right? Even if you sold it at $1,100, which was the peak, I think, of the 2013, 2014 market cycle, if you didn't get back in the bear market, then you missed out on it going to $19,000 and then $64,000. So yes, selling at the top is a good idea. It's a matter of, how confident are you that you're at the top? The other thing is, I will say, I like to be a little bit more active when it comes to managing my portfolio in and out of stablecoins. I don't think that having 10 to 40% of your portfolio in stablecoins at any given moment is necessarily a bad idea. I like to buy at the bottom of the channel, as I mentioned in the earlier segment, and sell at the top, take profits at the top of the channel, right? So there's lots of cryptocurrencies that are channeling over time, growing exponentially on a logarithmic view, right? And you can buy at the bottom of the channel and shave some. You don't have to sell everything at the top, but you can take 5, 10%, maybe your initial investment out at the top of that channel. And then there's tons of opportunities for yield on those stable coins. You can earn 10 to 15% on a lot of these centralized lending apps. Alpha Finance, one of the reasons we're so bullish on Alpha Finance right now, you can earn on your stable coins 24% on Tether and USDC, 38% on DAI in USDC. If you go through the Curve 3 pool with your stablecoins, 69%. Right, so you're getting 25% in terms of back in stablecoins, and then you're getting additional APR in terms of alpha tokens, right? In the form of alpha tokens. So if you're going to get involved in DeFi and do the work, and you're playing with enough money to actually make use of your stable coins, I don't think it's a bad idea to have that dry powder on the side. And then with a nasty dip comes like this, you have 10 to 30% of your portfolio to throw at this dip and ride it back. But I'm generally in agreement with Ian, where you don't want to be the person that sold Bitcoin at $1,000 thinking that they're rich, when in reality it ends up going to $64,000 or maybe $100,000 here over the next couple of years.
All right, thank you, Forrest. Let's go to Bill. How about you? What do you think?
Okay, well, the short answer is what they said, but let me break it down. So if you did a trade and you know that you chased the meme coin and you got hosed, not financial advice, but if you know you did a bad trade and you know which ones are bad, then take the loss and clear your head. You have two assets in crypto: your trading capital and your peace of mind, your spirit, or your mental state. It's as simple as that. So if you did a bad trade, get rid of that. Take the tax loss. Now, if you have quality, things like, where Ian is talking about borrowing against it, something that you think is going to be good for the next year or 5 years or 10 years, totally makes sense to borrow against that, not financial advice, or flat out just hodl it. Because you got to remember, if there's a problem with the dollar or a problem with Bitcoin, potentially, right? We know there's going to be a problem with the dollar. There might be a problem with Bitcoin. Something is going to benefit from that. ETH, Cardano, who knows? Matic, Helium, your coin. So if you have quality, I would try to hold it and hedge, like buy gold, short stocks, do something to protect yourself. Now, if there's a big rally, okay, you can ask yourself, okay, if I'm asking, should I have stable coins? You probably should have some in stable coins, right? If everyone says, should I sell? I'm like, well, you don't have to sell it all, but you need to sleep at night, right? The best portfolio investment allocation, bringing back the saying from 2019, is the portfolio that helps you sleep at night. So if you need 25% in stable coins to sleep at night, not investment advice, but sleep at night.
All right, thank you, Bill. So actually, our comments in the comments, people are saying you can definitely leverage Polygon as collateral in Aave and in Celsius. I've taken a quick look at Aave. I'm not seeing that available. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. I know they do have integration with Polygon in terms of scaling, but I just checked out Celsius, and it is available, right? If you go to Celsius, click on borrow Celsius.network, and you can actually choose Polygon as collateral here, right? So technically, let's say I wanted to borrow $50,000 worth of USD using my Polygon as collateral. You can choose the loan term up to 36 months, basically up to 3 years, which is not shabby. And basically choose here all the options. They have Polygon and all these other tokens. So you can then choose the LTV, loan to value, right? So in this case, I always like to play things safe. So let's say I wanted to borrow 50 grand worth. So basically you'd have to deposit 200 grand worth of Polygon. And this is how much you'd pay in interest if you paid in cash. Now, if you own the token, you actually get a lower fee. But I'm not sure if this works for people in the US, because I know they kind of had that issue upon launch where Americans technically couldn't own the token. But anyway, I'm definitely gonna have to check this out even more. We've covered this project a lot, but I've actually rarely used it. But now, as Polygon is going up, if I do have a need to borrow against it, looks like Celsius is definitely the way to go. And this is the APR 0.75%. Now, this is per month, I believe. Actually, no, I'm sorry, per year. But this is the cost per month. Anyway, I'll go through the numbers. Heck, Maybe that could even be an episode for Moon Mission on Tokenmetrics TV. Maybe I'll go through an example and actually show how I would use Celsius to cash out without actually cashing out, and legally, not tax advice, legally minimize our tax footprint. Not tax evasion, minimize our tax footprint legally. So if you definitely enjoyed that, definitely stay tuned. That could be the next Moon Mission episode. Thank you for that question. Okay, time for the AMA. If you're enjoying the stream so far, smash the like button and share this with your friends. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Not being in crypto is a financial crime. Okay, so this is the most voted question on the day. Helium, HNT, has been holding pretty well. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. Can we get some TA for bullish and bearish scenarios? Absolutely. Bill, could we get technical analysis on Helium Network?
Sure.
All right. As Bill pulls that up, I can take a look at the questions here in the comment. Okay, Soccer Dude says loan would be 13.99% plus 1% interest. Okay, we'll definitely have to check that out. Check out that math.
Okay, Helium chart coming up here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Bill.
Okay, so here's Helium, and here's how I drew out the kind of like my version of forced stuff. Okay, so kind of the Walmart version of forest here is using GAN, and I'm actually seeing Helium at 15, not only on support but way below what I perceive to be the fair value trend line. So, not investment advice, but this is still cheap relative to its trend line. Now, that said, Helium has had a hard time sustaining itself above this trend line, right? Because it keeps getting rejected at 20. All right. But, as I've been hinting at throughout the conversation, if we're about to have kind of an alt DeFi type season, then I think the best stuff could go up a lot and a lot more than people think. In equities, they call it flight to quality, right? So if no one likes Bitcoin, or Bitcoin can only get itself to like 48 or 52K, right? People may start looking at alts ahead of a repeat of last year's DeFi season in August, right? Because now that Ian just said that, it just made sense to me that, you got to be ready for August. How do you get ready for August? Well, you buy whatever dip you can in Helium between 10 and 15, okay? And then you run with it because, again, if the market narrows and everybody flows into 1 or 5 or 10 coins, then that stuff could moon, even if the overall market trend for Bitcoin headed into next year is potentially negative.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Okay. Next question. What do you think about Fluidity? It's forked from Liquidity and running on Binance Smart Chain. Currently about 20 million fully diluted value. Does it have any potential? Good question. Good question. Typically, we don't really like forks, but if I recall correctly, this was actually, they were doing an airdrop to Liquidity holders, and which actually reminds me, sorry, I have to look into this project and see if I'm due any airdrops. I haven't really been leveraging Binance Smart Chain. Trading volume, honestly, is very, very low, $35,000. That alone would make me personally avoid it because it's basically illiquid. And because for me, when I'm investing, I'm typically investing, in larger amounts. My investment size is typically this amount or higher. So, when I invest into something, I like to have, I would say the 10% of the daily market cap, 10% of the market cap traded every single day, basically having a 10% liquidity ratio. And right now, we don't know what the market cap is. And the trading volume is just too low. It's basically too illiquid for me to even want to touch. And especially in times like this with the market correcting, market crashing, 50% or more this month, the last thing you want to do is get trapped or rug pulled in a project that's illiquid. So I'm not saying it's a bad project. I'm just saying it's illiquid right now. That me alone would make me want to avoid this project. Anybody here with any comments on Fluidity? Forrest or Bill?
Not familiar with it, but I'll echo your sentiments of not usually a big fan of forks unless they bring some type of big innovation to the table.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, if you are getting an airdrop, by all means, take that money. Take free money. I mean, we've never been ones to shy away from free airdrops. All right, let's move on to the next question. Hey, can you check out Hex? It's been a great investment for me, and I think we have further upside now that the pulse and sacrifice phase is coming soon. We can check that out. Bill, of course, could you guys pull up TA on Hex if you have it? I can also pull this up here on Token Metrics as well, and we see what this has to say. And I've heard that they are doing an airdrop. I'm sorry, not an airdrop, a conversion to people who have Ethereum. So what similar to what they did with Bitcoin, but now they're doing the same thing for Ethereum. And quite frankly, honestly, I would not do it myself. Nothing against Richard. I mean, I know Richard personally. We're friends. Met him at conferences several times. But I mean, honestly, it's free money. I'm not touching it because I did look into it a while back because lots of people were talking about it, and I was expecting this to be similar to what they had with Bitcoin, where anybody who had Bitcoin could basically claim the token. But now they're not doing that with Ethereum. You have to actually convert your Ethereum. And the last thing I want to do is convert my Ethereum, which I think is going to flip Bitcoin for Hex. I mean, so I know it's done crazy for people who got the free Hex or who've been doing the Hex farming, whatever it is. But I'm not converting Ethereum for anything. I mean, that's a tough pitch. Whenever any of you guys are ready.
Okay, so can you see my screen for Hex?
I think it's coming up. Yes.
Okay, so for Hex, I'm showing resistance at 5 cents. So the next level above 5 is 8 cents. I don't know that chasing something speculative makes sense unless it clearly demonstrates that it's just unstoppable, right? This thing's run up to 6.5 cents twice and failed. So I don't think this doesn't look like it's going to just drop, but maybe the easy money has been made. That's what I would say.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Forrest, any comments on Hex?
I've got it pulled up as well. I mean, I'm coming from someone who's not very familiar with the project and just strictly TA perspective. I'm looking to take profits if it pops up to 9 cents. I'm looking to potentially make a small purchase if it comes down to 4, right? And I'm looking to make a larger purchase if I liked this project at around 2 to 3 cents, right down here. So maybe a potentially small buy here, bigger buy down here on the stronger support, and then taking profits up on this top trend line here.
All right, thank you, Forrest. So actually, I'm being corrected by our Hex fanboys here in the comments, saying that you actually don't convert your Hex; it gets sent to. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't convert your Ethereum; it gets sent to some other Pulse chain. Anyway, I mean, I watched one video on this by Richard, and that's my understanding was you had to send your Ethereum to some smart contract or something where it got basically taken from you, and they give you some Hex. But if that's not the case, then I have to do my research on this. But either way, right now, not my first priority in terms of value investing opportunities. Okay, but thank you for that question. Okay, let's go on to the next question. What are your thoughts on Akash, AKT? I've been bullish on it for a while, but very few people talk about this. Great question. Great question. This, for those who don't know, Akash is basically similar to Helium Network. It's this physical device you buy, but it's meant to be a decentralized cloud. Now, I have been looking more and more into this because they did announce a joint partnership with Helium, where the Helium staking or validators will be running, or part of it will be running on the Akash, the centralized cloud. It's basically kind of like an AWS, like Amazon Web Services. So definitely very, very interesting. Great for both sides. We did cover this a while back. There was a code review. I think it scored a 70 something. my guess is probably a 75. So it's not a bad project, but it's not like the best project in the world where we're gonna FOMO into this. But definitely worth keeping on the radar. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to trading this, but I'm not sure I would pick this as one of my top 10, top 20 investments. But if you're just buying the device to just mine tokens, then maybe it's worth it. Maybe if you can recoup your investment, similar to Helium, in the first month, then maybe it makes sense. Let me actually see if I could pull this up here. So if you pull up Akash, so it's currently 200th in market cap, 205 market cap, 205 million market cap, 1.3 million trading volume. So pretty illiquid relative to its market cap. In terms of exchanges, it's on Gate.io and it's on Bittrex. Not the best of exchanges, but sometimes that's kind of the best thing you can do. Looking at this, it says Cosmo and Solana ecosystem. So it looks like they're supporting multiple chains. I mean, worth looking into, but I can't really give a decisive answer right now, unfortunately. First, Bill, have you heard of Akash Network? Any thoughts on this project?
Yeah, I reviewed it a while ago from fundamentals. Like you said, solid project. I think it scored somewhere mid to high 70s. But at the end of the day, we're looking for the absolute best opportunities for where we're putting our money, right? We don't want to speculate on a project that isn't quite there. And to be fair, I did review it before they partnered with Helium, so maybe it scores a little bit better now. And then again, to Ian's point, right? There's a device that you can purchase and it just sits there idly and you can mine. And if you're bullish on this project long term and just want to get the device and potentially recoup your investment or make money if it does blow up, then I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But if it's right for investing money into a project, I want to make sure that I'm investing in I've moved my threshold up to 85 on code review and fundamental review, right? I'm being very, very strict right now because the market's volatile and I want to make sure I'm investing in the highest scoring projects possible.
Yeah. So actually speaking of that, I pulled up Akash Network on Tokenmetrics and looking at the visual trends indicator. This is the low frequency indicator. If you're not a customer, you're definitely missing out not having this. I mean, having this for any coin in your portfolio is basically like having us with you next to you at 24/7, right? And this turned bullish on Akash at basically 72 cents, and it's ridden the wave all the way until $5.33 when it turned bearish. Now this is the low frequency trading strategy, and now it's basically been going down to about 337. So if you're trading this, so regardless of fundamentals of code, if you're just trading this, even trading it right now is probably not ideal until this turns bullish. Now, if we go to the high frequency, let's see if this is any different. Yeah, this is also bearish, but this has been more choppy. This has been harder to trade. That's why I frankly like the low frequency better, because it does less trading and helps you capture the large rallies here. So if you're very into this project, definitely check out the visual trends indicator at tokenmetrics.com. Okay, let's segue to the next question. Is Luna too far gone? Got wrecked. Definitely not. Definitely not. Forrest covered this earlier in the show. This was one of the projects on the discount shopping list. Solid project, solid fundamentals and technology, not going anywhere in our opinion. I mean, this has already a booming ecosystem. So I definitely don't think it's too far gone. Forrest, you want to reiterate your comments from earlier?
No, I mean, I think it was ironically, it's like a Warren Buffett quote that I was referencing early in the earlier segment. And I say ironically because Warren Buffett's not the biggest crypto fan, but he'll eventually come around when he finally understands it. You can only ignore crypto for so long. The quote's something along the lines of that he's looking to invest in companies when they're on their deathbed, when nobody wants them and they're absolutely at their lowest possible value. That's Luna right now. I believe it had maybe some issues with this big liquidity event with its stablecoin, if I'm not mistaken. And that's really been reflected in the price. But we know Luna is a good project from a code review standpoint and a fundamental review standpoint. So, this is when we want to buy it. We want to buy it when it's quote unquote on its deathbed. When nobody else wants it, we want to do the exact opposite. We want to buy it at $4.50 to $6 and watch it go to $200 3 or 4 years from now.
All right. Now, to kind of add on to that. So there are two camps, right? Those who are trading Luna and those who are value investing in Luna. If you're value investing in Luna, you're basically hodling for the long term, right? You aren't really looking for quick flips. Now, if you're trading it, I would recommend using the trading strategy. Trading strategy has turned bearish on Luna at basically about $15. Now Luna is at about $6. So if you're trading it, just use the trading indicator and call it a day, right? But if you're trying to value invest in it, then honestly, you cannot be looking at the price, right? So, but the fact you're asking that question tells me you're probably not value investing, so you probably want to use the trends indicator at our website. Thank you for that question. Okay, next question. Are we going to see anything bullish in crypto this year, or is it over? Okay, good question. Bill, what do you think? You basically had a very interesting market update today.
Okay, so it's probably going to feel like it's over sometime in June, possibly early July. I don't think it's over in the sense that, there is going to be a monstrous altcoin move, I believe, in August and September. Now, what happens after that? I don't know, right? 2022 is going to have a black swan, right? It could be the dollar, stocks, or Bitcoin. So I don't think it's over, right? Because I think there's so much opportunity in DeFi. And I know I sound like a complete madman, but I do think that this marks a huge shift where you want to be switching from Bitcoin on rallies into marquee altcoins that are going to be around 5 years from now. That's how I would put it. Is it over? No. Do you have to actively manage your portfolio? Yes. So if you might have to do 6 trades in a year, going forward, you might have to do 20 to make sure you catch the gains and stay out of the way of any problems.
All right, thank you, Bill. Let's go to Forrest. What do you think?
Yeah, so we're in no man's land right now. So if I can share my screen here, right? We're looking back at the 2017 crash. We had a nasty spill off, right? We made a lower high, right? And then we had a 70% correction. But at the end of the day, we went back and we retested to confirm that we were in a bear market. Even after a 70% correction, we still went back. This correction did take a while. It took, 52 days, right? 52 days of despair of spilling off in Bitcoin 70%. And it still manages to come back from $6,000 and rally up to almost $12,000 to retest this downtrend line, right? It failed the test and we capitulated into a long-term bear market, right? I still believe that Bitcoin has to come up or is very likely going to come up and retest. If we pass the test and we go up higher, right? If we pass the test and we go up higher, we're potentially back in a bull market, right? We start making new all-time highs again. Everything's back to as it was. We probably get a nice alt season to follow. Maybe we go to 10 trillion in total crypto market cap this year. But if we fail the retest, right, we potentially consolidate sideways into a bear market, right? So I still think there's the decision is still in the air, right? We don't know yet if we're gonna have bullish news this market, right? We've got to prepare for both. We've got to, still, if you're thinking long term, you can still value invest regardless of where the market's at, right? You can still value invest for the long term. You can still, use the shopping list, use the visual trends indicator. You can still use all these tools to value invest for the long term scenario, but there's also things that we can do in the short term in terms of preparing ourselves for both the bullish scenario and the bearish scenario. But I do think that it's very, very likely that we at least get confirmation later on over the next couple months in terms of whether or not we're going back into a bull market or into a bear market. We're just in no man's land right now, and it's a very uncomfortable place to be if you don't have a plan.
All right, thank you, Forrest. Thank you, Bill. I'd have to agree. I mean, I don't really think we can say we aren't going to see a bullish year this year until we've seen how the market has reacted to the upgrade in Ethereum. So not from a TA standpoint, but from purely a fundamental investor perspective, the fundamentals on Ethereum will change this summer. And when that happens, you have to reassess everything and see where this goes. Right? Same thing that happened with Polygon. I mean, Matic pivoted from just doing layer 2 scaling to the internet of layer 2 scaling on Ethereum. And when that happened, the fundamentals changed. It went from 10 cents to $2.70. So same thing with Ethereum. This summer, the fundamentals on Ethereum will change. As a result, Ethereum will, I don't see a world where the fundamentals change, Ethereum gets even more scarce, and we don't see a crypto bull run. Now, it could take a while to happen, but I don't see a world where there's no moon, honestly. If anything, if Ethereum tanks after changing the fundamentals and getting more scarce, I mean, it's time to cash out, pick up our ball, and go home, and come back in 5 years. Not financial advice. That being said, as well, it's very challenging. But I mean, looking at all that, I mean, I expect this year to still be bullish until end of the year. Long story short, without kind of rambling too much. All right, so tell us what you think. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Tell us what you think down below in the comments. Let's check in here with the audience and see how we're doing. If you're enjoying the stream, please smash the like button, subscribe, put on alerts, tell a friend to tell a friend. Not being in crypto is a financial crime. Okay. Crypto Gamer says EIP 1559 will be the turning point. I agree as well. I mean, the fundamentals are changing. And when the fundamentals change, everything, the old way of assessing something has to go out the window, and you have to reassess everything, right? So, Ian, did Bill and Forrest receive their Helium miners yet? I don't believe so. I don't think you guys have received them yet. Is that correct, Bill and Forrest?
Yeah. Not yet.
Right.
End of mine show up end of June, early July, just in time for the alt super cycle.
All right, awesome. Reginald says, how is Ethereum going to become more scarce? Well, I mean, if you just Google this, right, basically they'll be mining Ethereum or Ether, right? So as a result, Ethereum will become deflationary because they'll be more. I believe they're burning. How much is it? 30% or 70%? One of those two.
I believe 30% of each transaction will be burned. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah. So I mean, we're not Ethereum developers, but all we know is they'll be burning a portion of Ether with each transaction, and if Ethereum becomes more widely used, they'll be burning even more, and as a result, the Ethereum becomes deflationary because they'll be burning more Ether than is actually being minted, and as a result, it becomes deflationary, meaning that it becomes scarce, right? And that's where all the Ethereum moon boys and girls are saying that Ethereum could become ultrasound money, because right now people view Bitcoin as a store of value. But if we have Ethereum, which becomes even more scarce, and you have more applications being built on top of it, it's basically doing everything Bitcoin was meant to be. All right. That's why I don't have any Bitcoin. I already have lots of content talking about that, but I think this could be a turning point in crypto history. All right. Thomas says, great stream, Ian and the boys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the AMA here. Okay. Polkadot versus Cardano. What do you think is the best project from long-term investment point of view? Wow. Great question. I'll answer this based purely on the code review. So if we have to go purely based on the data, based on our blockchain engineers' code review, I would have to pick Polkadot. Polkadot, I believe, received a score of 94 on the code review, and Cardano received a score of 88. So both of them are solid projects, but I would say if I had to pick one, I would pick Polkadot, although both of them, I mean, honestly, it's basically a toss-up. Very, very hard to choose between the two. Bill, what do you think? If you had to choose between Cardano and Polkadot, what would you pick?
Okay, well, if this was like poker, I would say check. But to answer the question, I'm not going to say anything negative about Cardano because I know there's a lot of people who are enthusiastic about it. And I know there's a lot of people who just completely given up on Polkadot when Polkadot is Web3. Interoperability, blockchains connected to blockchains. So in the short term, Cardano's probably going to trade better. Polkadot could be a play and could ignite a separate alt season for what we could see in August sometime down the road. Okay. So I'll straddle the fence and say Cardano now and Polkadot later.
All right. Forrest, how about you?
Yeah, I like Cardano, guys. Don't get mad at me, but I've got to say Polkadot. Why? Because I think its use case is potentially just larger, right? You've got blockchain interoperability that Polkadot could potentially be the central hub that connects the vast majority of the total amount of money in crypto in the crypto space, right? Look at Ethereum. And one of the reasons it's the number 2 cryptocurrency is because it's got all these ERC20 tokens that themselves have massive market caps and use cases. Look at Uniswap, top 10 cryptocurrency. It's an ERC20 Ethereum-based token. Now imagine a world where Polkadot is connecting the vast majority of blockchains and is the central hub for the vast majority of blockchains in the cryptocurrency space. That to me is just massive, massive value, which is, in my opinion, higher than the cap for Cardano.
Great points there, both of you, Bill and Forrest. Now to add on to that, I like Polkadot, even though both of them have great technology. So Cardano, please don't kill me. Both of them have great technology, but Polkadot plays well with Ethereum, right? Because in a world where Ethereum wins out as the layer 2, as the layer 1 protocol, Polkadot can still work with that. If Ethereum wins out, Cardano is pretty much done. I mean, not done, but it's because Cardano is going head to head with Ethereum, while Polkadot is, if anything, playing complement to Ethereum, right? So I think as a result of that, Polkadot has a better chance of surviving regardless of how the space evolves with Ethereum. With that being said, tell us what you think. If you're Team Cardano, post down below, Team Cardano. If you're Team Polkadot, post down below, Team Polkadot. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, we kind of answered this question earlier, so I'll skip this. This is about selling altcoins for stablecoins. I mean, these questions do not stop. Are we in a bear market right now? I need a straight answer. No, we're not in a bear market. That's me telling it like it is. Obviously, I'm no technical trader. Bill, how about you? Straight answer. Are we in a bear market?
Yeah, I mean, I would say no. I mean, we're expecting a huge DeFi rally. And like I was saying earlier, sushi at 10, what do you want to do? I mean, does that sound attractive or not?
Forrest, how about you?
I say we're in neither. We're in no man's land. Like I just said, we have to retest. We have to retest we've made one lower high, right? We made that head and shoulders pattern, the wick off distribution on the TA charts, however you want to describe it. We made one lower high. We've got to come back and test that trend line and get confirmation. I'll let you know as soon as we get rejected or break through it. I'll let you know if we're in a bear market or a bull market. But until we get the retest, we're in no man's land, in my opinion.
All right, thank you. Next question. Can you please clarify when we borrow stablecoins by selling ETH and when ETH goes to 100K, should we just pay back the stablecoin we get back the entire borrowed Ethereum? Okay, all right, good question. So basically, if you borrow, well, it depends on how the protocol works, right? But let's take Liquidity, right? So if we go to Liquidity, one thing to note, this is Liquidity, not liquidity. Liquidity, all right? So you can deposit your Ethereum as collateral, borrow against it, and if Ethereum goes to 100K, technically, my understanding is you don't have to actually pay it back because the LTV, the loan to value, basically your collateral is pegged to the dollar price of Ethereum. So as Ethereum rises in price, you actually end up having more collateral, right? So you can actually go back possibly and borrow more money. Or rather take out your Ethereum, right? It's kind of complex how it works. Definitely go through the documentation. But basically, if I put Ethereum, let's say I put $100,000 worth of Ethereum, and I borrowed $25,000, or rather, yeah. Let's actually make it simpler. I put up 100 grand worth of Ethereum. Actually, I'm sorry. The question was 100 grand. So let's make it easier. You put up 50 grand worth of Ethereum. You borrowed 25 grand. But then your Ethereum, that collateral, which is 50 grand, goes to 100K, right? So technically, you can come back and borrow 25 more grand. Don't quote me on this. I haven't done this in real life. So just kind of working through the documentation I've read, but this is, we're all kind of learning this as DeFi goes every single day, every single week, right? So it depends on the protocol you're using, but technically my understanding is up until a point, you would be earning more money back on that. However, I think if, let's say, Ether goes to 1 million or some high value, eventually, if you have over collateralized by any threshold that they have, they may technically return some money back to you. I think that's how liquidity works, but don't quote me on that. Have you dealt with this, Forrest, or looked into this in terms of what happens when the price of Ethereum goes up?
Yeah. So again, don't quote me on it, but the way it works. So if you, let's say you deposit $50,000 worth of Ethereum, right, and then you withdraw $25,000 or take a loan out in $25,000 in stable coins, you basically still owe $25,000 in stable coins to your loan. But let's just say your Ethereum value that's been deposited, right, goes up to 100K. Right, you would be able to withdraw, instead of being able to withdraw that full 100K value, you get to withdraw 75K because you've already taken 25K, right? So you then have your full 100K in value. That's the way that's my understanding of it. All right, so you wouldn't be able to withdraw $100,000 worth of Ethereum because you've already taken out 25,000 in a loan. So in a way, you're paying back your loan while you're withdrawing your initial collateral, but because your collateral has gone up in price, you've actually made money, right? Because you only deposited 50,000 in Ethereum, but now you're withdrawing 75,000 and you've already got the 25K in terms of the loan.
All right, thank you, Forrest. Yeah, okay, great question, great answer there. Actually, quick admin comment here. If you're watching this on Facebook, definitely do not listen to any of the comments there. We are not giving away any free Bitcoin or free crypto. That is a scam. Please do not fall for that. Please report them. That's been an issue with Facebook comments for some reason. You have bots on there trying to get people's Bitcoin, and we definitely don't want people to get the Bitcoin or even Ethereum or crypto taken, right? So definitely a scam. Please report that. We're not giving away any free money. I mean, all of you by now should know, if anybody tells you send money to get money, that is definitely a scam. I mean, because otherwise, why not just get the money, right? With that being said, let's go back to the show. Just wanted to comment that because some people are trying to scam our audience, which is definitely unfortunate. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Okay, we're about to have to wrap this up shortly. Next question. Mina Protocol is trading and launches on June 1st. Thoughts on the project and future price? This is a project we like. This did get a code review over 80. We covered this before the token sale on CoinList. We actually had an interview with the founder. Check it out. It was part of the 100x show. With that being said, we don't really like getting into projects when they launch because typically you have the pump and dump cycle. If anything, if you're a long-term investor, wait when everybody has lost interest in the project. And also wait when the market has really kind of given it a decent market cap, right? Because right now it's hard to predict what the market cap will be when it launches. So it's tough to say. If anything, we'll definitely be watching it. This is a project on our radar. Definitely, I regret not being able to invest in this project because they're actually at Ethereum DevCon in Osaka, Japan, at the bottom of a bear market. And as we said before, the best time to invest is always in a bear market because that's when at least our team could have invested in Mina Protocol back then and Casper Labs. I mean, speaking of Casper Labs, this is kind of one of our friends, a fund in Switzerland, they were trying to get us to invest in Casper Labs, honestly. This is back with our other firm, 100x Advisors. Great guys. I had a chance to hang out with them at Davos, Switzerland, in New York at Consensus back in 2019, even in Osaka, Japan. I mean, great guys. I mean, crypto family. Well, lo and behold, they ended up investing. And for about a year or so, they thought it was the end of the world because project wasn't moving. Crypto was not going anywhere. But now crypto is going to the moon and beyond. They invested basically at the bottom of a bear market. And this fund basically has made over $150 million on Casper Labs. on their investment. Because Casper did 30 or 40x, right? So I mean, it goes to show you, if you find value and you invest at the bottom where nobody else wants to invest. I mean, even Ian Blaine, I didn't want to invest at that time. Now I'm looking at them and I'm like, damn. I mean, 150 million is 150 million. So lessons learned, right? So sometimes you just gotta invest when nobody else wants to invest. That's kind of off topic, but I want to kind of share that. Okay, this has definitely been quite the live stream. It's time for us to wrap it up. If you enjoyed this, definitely smash the like button, subscribe, put on alerts, tell a friend to tell a friend. Crypto, not being in crypto is a financial crime. With that being said, Bill, any last words to our crypto family?
Yes. So in June, be nimble with your portfolio. Get yourself to where you can sleep at night. Keep an eye on legacy, stocks, and the dollar. I'm praying that we enter a world where there's a problem with the dollar and that helps crypto. Okay. Bitcoin is due for a rally, as is the rest of crypto, hopefully. I don't see Bitcoin as a long-term solution. So if we are about to go into the next bull market, find another alternative. Ian's talked about ETH, and there are other things out there. Okay. Be positioned and be ready for alt season 2021 starting in August. The rest of it, I know that long-term stuff is, kind of pie in the sky, but you want to be there for DeFi this year.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Let's go to Forrest.
I'd just say identify your strategy, stick to it, and make sure you have a plan. If you're a value investor and you're a long-term hodler and you believe in crypto long-term, then create a plan accordingly and stick to it, right? If you're a value investor, there's really no, and you're picking good projects, there's really no reason to panic right now, right? If you're, more a trader, then you have lots of volatility to trade right now. Stick to a plan or create a plan and stick to it. My plan, I do a little bit of both. My plan for trading is to unlock some capital on any potential retest of Bitcoin's trend line, right? And then reassess. If we go back into a bull market, I'll buy back in. If we go into a bear market, now I've unlocked some capital to invest in good projects in a bear market. So just have a plan and stick to it. Make sure you understand your strengths, your weaknesses, manage your emotions, and just stick to your plan long term. And don't get emotional when you see Bitcoin spilling off, $20,000 over the course of a week and a half, right? Be prepared for that scenario. Be prepared for the scenario where Bitcoin goes down to 20K. Be prepared for the scenario where Bitcoin goes back to 80,000 or 100,000, right? Have a plan for both of those scenarios and stick to it.
All right. Thank you, Forrest. Thank you, Bill. All right. So, last words. Thank you, crypto family. Thank you for getting us to 75,000 subscribers on YouTube. If you're watching this on Twitter, Facebook, Periscope, or my personal YouTube channel, definitely make sure you follow us on youtube.com/tokenmetrics. That's where we post the short-term clips. We take this long live stream, chop it up into clips for those who want to just get the bite-sized clips on the go. Definitely join us there. Plus, if you're going to Bitcoin 2021 conference in Miami, make sure you have joined our newsletter, because we're planning to host a meetup just for our community. Still working on the venue, but we'll email this out to our audience. So if you want to meet up with the crew, me, Bill, Forrest, in person for the first time at a crypto conference, definitely make sure you have joined the newsletter. You can join that by going to tokenmetrics.com/newsletter. Let me just make sure that's the right link. Yeah, tokenmetrics.com/newsletter. Sign up. We're planning to host this sometime around Tuesday, probably around 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely go there, check us out. With that being said, as we mentioned before, the fundamentals are about to change for Ethereum. And when that happens, that will definitely be a catalyst, I think, for DeFi and for altcoins, and possibly even Bitcoin. Maybe it'll be the time Ethereum and altcoins decouple from Bitcoin, but still bullish on crypto long term, but also bullish on crypto until the end of the year. So with that being said, stay with us. We're here with you. Join tokenmetrics.com. Check out Tokenmetrics TV, because if you love this live stream, imagine getting this every single day. That's what we're putting out on Tokenmetrics TV. And as mentioned, I will likely do the next episode of Moon Mission on Celsius Network, since you guys and girls said you like that. With that being said, as we like to say, the moon is not the limit to the moon and beyond. We'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. I guess we're not ending. A producer, now is the cue to go to the music.
Life-changing money to a point where you can buy your mom and dad a brand new house, right? You can pay off your college loans. You can invest in your future, not have to work again, pursue your dreams, your passion, not have to have a job, work that 9-to-5 grind, right? Break the system, hack the system. This is what this show is all about.
They said relax but never retire. Feeling detached, never inspired. They told me relax but I can't retire. I'm feeling detached, never inspired. Like I would live on but never alive. You know the system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs and give on. They living a lie. Now here's the mission, die or decide. The corporate life is so redundant when you just believe that you can be. And how can I have hunger when they tell me when to eat? How can I lead others when they tell me who to meet? Then they tell me when to come and then they tell me when to leave. They say how much they give and then forget how much I need. It's the precious to succeed with the lessons of the greed. I question who to be and saw this messages in me. I gotta know.
Life-changing money.
I wanna work for myself. I gotta work for myself. I gotta go.
You can invest in your future, not
Raise
have to work
spirits to the
again.
moon, put nerves on the shelf. I gotta know.
Pursue your dreams, your
I
passion.
wanna stay free or want the safety. I gotta go.
Break the system, hack the system.
Although they paid me,
This is what the
they
show's
never
all
made
about.
me. I wanna relax, forever retire. I wanna detach, I'm feeling inspired. They told me relax, but I can't retire. I gotta detach, gotta decide. They got me thinking I would live on, but never rely. You know the system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs and give on. They living a lie. Now here's the mission, die or decide. You or die now. Hey, hey, I will never be a wage slave. I gotta stay made. Hey, hey, hey. I used to see this in the 8th grade. Wasn't a day late. Hey, hey. Hey, I found the love that I was seeking, life that I'm leading. Hey, 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 now I can do this every weekend, cause I'm a free man. I was in Tokyo, riding the job wheel, the rodeo, dancing with the devil for payment. I couldn't do-si-do, but I was driven. The mission gave me an open road. Made a decision to whip him like it's a motor show. 6-figure slave, I was paid, wasn't well though. Heard of crypto underground, it became my railroad. Started making earnest money, it's for whom the bell tolls. Went from wishing for sales closed to sales. Now I can relax, forever retire. Now I'm detached, forever inspired. Now I can relax, forever retire. I had to detach, had to decide. And now I'm thinking I can live on, but not just survive. You know this system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs and give on. They living a lie. I made a mission, die or decide. Do or die now. Crypto retirement, yeah, that's where my mind went. Started thinking higher, now they can't hire my time spent. No, not retire like 65 when your job ends. More like an island, and if I'm by it, I buy it. Free travel, dealerships we dabble. I reign like Leeds Castle, you reign like Seattle. We went from sheep cattle to eating beef and mackerel at feasts. No lassos, just beliefs me in a saddle. You gotta know.
Like life-changing, like
You wanna work for yourself, you gotta work for yourself, you gotta go.
not have to work again.
Raise spirits to the moon, put nerves on the shelf, you gotta know.
Pursue your dreams, your
You
passion.
wanna stay free or want the safety, you gotta go.
This is what the show is all about.
Although they paid you, they never made you. No, we can relax, forever retire. Now we detach, forever inspired. Now we can relax, forever retire. We had to detach, had to decide. And now we know that we can live on and not just survive. We left the system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs and give on. They live in a lie. We made a mission, Die and decide, do or die now.
I'm here to put you guys on and share all the different resources and tips I come across in my journey to making $1 million and making $1 billion, right? I'm trying to share this with the world for free. I'm not here to sell you some $2,000 course, ebook, webinar, whatever, right? I'm here to put you guys on the game for free, open source, right? The same model as blockchain, Bitcoin, or these cryptocurrencies. I'm here to share everything with you guys.
Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.